Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of my SimAirport series here on Career Modes. In today's episode, episode number 5, we are going to start off by, I guess, just monitoring the impact of my changes in the last episodes. They were quite large. I've gone ahead and really squeezed the flight plan schedule and gone ahead and reduced flight times in the airport, so you've got a much less of a time being in the airport. That's allowed me to stick in 2 more flights, but I really just want to see how everything copes. Security, ticketing, and also the baggage system, because we really still don't have a baggage system yet. It's very much just a golf cart going back and forth, or 2 or 3 of them actually, but I don't know really if that's how that's going to continue on, if that's going to be any good or not. I also want to go ahead and add a new gate and just continue to expand the terminal building. So that's where we're going to start today. So what I need to do is, I can tell there's too many customers in our airport here, especially after security. So what I need to do is add in more seating. I think that's quite evident. What I also want to go ahead and do is focus on some research. Customer satisfaction is also quite important. And then airline interest as well, that's also quite important. With higher airline interest, you can actually go ahead and increase the commercial pricing. That'd be runway income. Not too bothered about that, but it's more the terminal usage income, because you can make so much money off that. And I still feel I'm charging a very, very low price. So I feel if we can go ahead and increase these 2 satisfactions, we can slightly go ahead and increase this, $10, but that would make a world of difference. Okay, so we're slowly going to go ahead and start to expand. I don't want to do too much expansion at once, because it does cost quite a bit of money. But we'll go ahead and start to expand along here. As we can see as well, I think I could expand to the bottom, but I think we're going to expand along the ways for now, just so we can also go ahead and prepare for another gate to be built. Now, with a new gate being built, it's also going to go ahead and have quite a few complications with regards to extending the taxiway. I also need to think about extending the runway too as time goes on, and everything also needs maintenance, and that's something we've really not touched yet. All in all, the 2 gates are pretty fine, but the runway's not in a good state at all. So I'll need to go ahead and repair that, probably in this episode as well. Arguably, the percentage it's at right now, 84, isn't bad, but it's only going to get worse, and it's only going to get more expensive to fix the longer you leave it. So how are we going to address this issue? What we're going to do is we're going to add in a maintenance office, and that is something which can be quite remote, but it is quite important to have. So we're going to make a 7x7 structure out here. The maintenance area is a zone which you build, so whereabouts is it? so maintenance. Here it is. So maximum 1 maintenance zone allowed, 5x5, it must have toolbox lockers. So what the workers do is they come out, they would go into this maintenance centre, get the tools, and they go ahead and do the maintenance that they are required to do, whatever I set them onto. It's not automatic, though I believe you can do the research for automatic, but again we'll touch on research in a second. I do want to go ahead and eventually have an automated system, just because eventually there's going to be so much going on, but as the airport is still quite small right now, I can really still keep on top of things. Okay, so let me go ahead and clear this, and we're going to go ahead and basically just add in more seating areas. That's what I want to do. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves some seats, although I'm going for benches is what I'm aiming for here. And let's put some more in. You can just tell the airport's just a bit crowded, so I want to go ahead and address that issue. So let's start off by adding in, I mean we can't get too much in here, but at least we can get 4 more benches, which is a good start anyway. Then we'll add some more on. We'll try and keep this, you know, middle area symmetrical, or the seating area symmetrical. The bathrooms as well, this middle part will be bathrooms and food stuff, and then there'll be another seating area down the bottom eventually. Surprisingly, no one's sat on those seats yet, which give me the idea that actually the seating crisis isn't too bad, but I'd rather have more anyway going forwards. Okay, so that's this area built up here, which is good to see. Let's go ahead and assign it a maintenance area, which is 5x5, though my mouse is being odd. There we go, so that's a 5x5. It's going to need access, that's quite important, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves a door. And then finally we also need toolboxes, so that is one big thing we do need. Though it's not toolboxes, Bigfoot, it is toolboxes. How many of these do we need? I'm not at all sure. They only cost 1,000, so we'll put like 5 of these in, which is fine, and that's us now got a maintenance centre, which is good. So with that said, now it's actually night time as well. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I need to wait for that delivery, which is frustrating because that's been held up by all that traffic. So as we can see, the builders are coming out here. We can go ahead and, might have to wait till tomorrow. We should get it in. Let's go ahead and repair now. So that maintenance costs 9,000, so it's going to cost me 9,000 to repair the runway. But it is very important, as I've said, for numerous reasons. So it's temporarily inactive, that's why we're doing it overnight. And the first plane won't arrive until about, I think it's usually it comes in about 5:40 for the 6 AM landing. So plenty of time right now. But this is required. As we can see, maintenance conditions at 100%. Just something you need to keep on top of. With regards to the gates and quite a lot of other things, they all have maintenance. But unless it gets below 90, then you don't really have to worry. The problems that it can cause delays, it can cause cancellations when it gets really bad, but for the time being it seems okay. Alright, let me go ahead and carpet some more of these areas up. You know how much I love my carpeting, and I guess we can also go ahead and expand them too. I also want to check out and probably actually build this next gate, you know that. I think we should go ahead and do that. So we're going to keep it small for now. We're probably going to have like 5 or 6 small gates along the top. I just don't have the infrastructure yet for the large gates. They cost too much. I need to do a lot of other stuff like runway expansions first of all before we can actually accommodate large flights. It also requires a door to the terminal on 2 floors. That is very important. You only require 1 here, but you require it on 2, so that means we need to build an upstairs, and we're nowhere near yet ready to build an upstairs. Okay, so good movement there. Happy with that indeed. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to carry out some research and see what we need. Now, we could go ahead and go down the construction side, which I'm quite tempted. So this allows us to configure all maintenance projects, including repair thresholds for different object types. This is what I was talking about really with regards to the automated maintenance stuff. So when it would go below a certain threshold, say 90%, I would allow for it to be in action pretty quickly. They go ahead and do it. Escalators, that would be very good for going ahead and building over 2 floors, but we're not quite there yet. One-way taxiways, I don't need a one-way system at all yet. And then runway inspector, again I can do that manually, so construction is pretty invalid right now. Advanced security, that wouldn't be too bad to have. Advanced ticketing, ability to assign aircraft gates to specific ticketing desks. Okay, that wouldn't be too bad. And then fuel. Fuel's something which doesn't really benefit you too much. You can make a bit of money out of it, but it's more that airlines are more attracted by that. But all that infrastructure costs a lot of money, so I'm not too interested in it right now. What I am thinking is, because I pay tax every day, it's either going to be one of these two, operations or finance. So I would like to go ahead and probably search VP of Finance. That's the next thing we're going to do. Costing 24,000, but lower income tax. These are very important, and lower property tax. If we go into our daily expenditures, profit and loss, and let's go back to yesterday for example, taxes, we paid 5k in taxes. Now yesterday's net profit, we didn't do a lot of spending, but we made 13k, but that could be 18k quite easily. So I think that's what we want to go ahead and do. Not that you just don't pay tax, but you can make it reduced. And as the airport gets bigger, we're obviously going to pay more and more tax, so it is a number that we want to go ahead and reduce. So let's go ahead and carry out that research. I think we're going to complete the finance tree pretty quickly. But for that I need, we'll need a VP of Finance, which we are going to unlock through this, which is nice to see. Again, I think long term we'll need more offices, but I'm not really at all sure. We'll build like a separate office building going forward, but we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, this is the pressure which is currently going down in the airports, which I'm not overly liking, to be honest. We've not got a lot of first class people coming through here, which gives me the... actually, it doesn't matter. We'll keep that queue as it is. I hope people are getting through here. I don't believe planes are being delayed. So let me go ahead and have a look at the flight status. So all planes got away on time, not got any yellow stars, so everything's going really well so far. Quite happy about that. This next plane is due to depart by 6:30, and it went at 6:29, so okay, that was really, really close. But this is the tight scheduling that we are going for, which is good to see. The problem is, if I do go ahead and open up this new gate, or the better question is, when I go ahead and open up this new gate, we're going to have a larger security area, and I'm also going to go ahead and re-expand the ticketing area in this episode. Fortunately, a lot of people just use the ticket kiosks, because they don't have to bag drop, so it does relieve pressure, but I do again want to build for the future, but it's security that's really going to be the bottleneck, and it typically usually is when I play this game. Okay, so let's go ahead and first of all expand this terminal once more. Let's go ahead and allow for some mass building like so. That's 72,000, we can't quite afford that, but yeah, we don't need that much just yet actually. Let's go ahead and just expand. I mean, we're going to do it all eventually, aren't we? Right, let's just build that. We'll slowly just keep adding to it as time goes on. With that said, I'm also going to need to start to plan the extended security area as well. So what I want to do is I want to bring this corridor down. That's really all I want to do. And again, we're going to prepare for the future here. So for the first time, I'm going to use the planning tools. What I want to do is I want to make this corridor... doesn't need to be any wider actually, but what we can do is we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. So we remove that there, clear U. Then the new corridor is going to come down here. Like so, right to the end there, and then it's going to go up like that, I believe. So that's going to be the new corridor, and then what we're going to do is we're going to delete this corridor. We're not going to delete it, but we're going to build a wall. We'll just do magenta for walls, though no, that's not a real... Yeah, actually we can do that, so you can get a better visualization of what I'm going to be building here. So yellow is open space, and then the magenta is walls. Where we're going to have a wall here, or we're going to have an extra queue here actually. I take that back, so let's clear you. What I want to do is have increased baggage, so what we would have is, all this would be open plans, but this would just be an extra queue, and we're just going to add an extra baggage scanner, metal detector, and so on and so forth. But... then we've got this room in the middle, which we could go ahead and expand into as security needs to grow. I don't think we need that much extra security, maybe just an extra 1 ID, stands, baggage scanner, and metal detector. And coincidentally, I actually oddly have some of these in storage. We have a baggage scanner, 2 baggage scanners, ticketing desk, storage zone, quite a lot of bag scanners. No idea why we do, I must have misclicked or done something wrong, but... it will be able to be achieved as we go on. Right, okay, let me go ahead, and this is actually the priority down the bottom here. It's not necessarily this bit over here, because I can't open this new gate until I've done this other stuff, so it's a bit unfortunate. Right, let's go ahead and add in some more ticketing desks. I've also hired an extra security staff member and also an extra gate personnel, by the way. That is something important to note. So let me go ahead and add in those 2 desks. Might need to add 2 more staff members. Tell you what, I'm going to do that anyway. So let's add in 2 more staff members. So that means all gate agent and ticket desks are manned, which is good. I can also now go ahead and extend the seating area, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while. And we can also add in some more lovely guided pathways as well, which is quite important to me. So let's allow for that. I don't know where the cut down is going to be. If you don't understand by what I mean by that, cut downs are just areas that cut through. This is essentially just a cut down. It just cuts through the segregated areas where you're allowed to stand and rest and stuff like that. Doesn't make much sense to you maybe, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Right, let's go ahead and build this in here, then we're going to allow for a gap, and then we're going to have the new cut down. So let me go back in for floor, let's have that there, and let's have you go into there, which is perfect. So now I can go ahead and add in my final carpets. Carpet number 3 is my golden carpet. Fill you in there, and voila. Alright, so that is all that spent. We must have gained quite a bit of money there though, which is good, because we've already built this expansion. So we can go ahead and continue to expand the corridor, like so. We'll go ahead and do a large part for 32,000, which is quite a bit. Let's keep going actually there. So, I mean, this won't take long at all. It's just going to be the change. That's going to be the big problem. We're going to have to go ahead and do it overnight. We're going to have to remove these security exits here. Pre-build a wall or something, and then there won't be a security area for a few hours essentially, and then move the security exits over to this new tunnel here. That's really what's going to happen. As we can see, security is getting a tiny bit clogged up. There's large queues which are too big for my liking anyway. But we'll see how things go going forward. I'm quite sure we're going to be okay with regards to flights. As long as no flights are delayed or anything like that, we should be able to keep up with the system no problem. Because we are doing very, very well overall. I never realised we got a 20-seater. Are we doing there? We might try and get rid of that actually, but we'll have to see. All in all though, with this new instrument landing system, it's been so much better. We've not had any weather delays at all, and that's allowed for this, I guess, high density, which is good. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this final little bit. Let the builders finish that. I think we can go ahead and clear our planning now. Though do not clear the wall, that's very important. Let me go back into planning and let's go ahead and clear all that, which is good. Then we can go ahead and jump in here and clear. Let's go ahead and start to clear some of this. And then we're going to need some more flooring in here as well, which is quite important going forward too. Quite excited to expand security, because once we've done that we can add in a lot more, and then that's just going to bring us in more money, and it's just going to be that sort of major beneficial effect. Now what I want to do to generate some more money, as I said in the last episode at the end, is I want to go ahead and increase the terminal usage income per passenger from $30 to $40. Now I think the airlines would be quite happy with that, but I want to go ahead and increase passenger satisfaction, which would have an effect with airline interest. Now, we're doing pretty well on everything except hunger, which I can improve by adding a new stall, which we'll do towards the end of this episode, but environment's only at 44%. Awfully low. For that though, we can go ahead and add in some basic just bushes, and we can go ahead and make things a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. We're going to add in some bushes along the top here. Just adding these bushes in will make a difference. Remember, it was on 44%. So let me just add in some of these decorative indoor bushes here. This is again why I have this sort of loose border, which is very, very useful and helpful. So that is now most of the bushes in, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stop, because we're actually going to make this change now while the airport is really empty. There's currently no flight scheduled, so I want to go ahead and clear all of this, and then clear this here. What we're going to do is, I'm not bothered about flooring right now, that's the lowest of my priorities. I want to go ahead and just delete this. I want to go ahead and dismantle these two security exits. I want to put them at the start of the corridor here. So we're actually going to be able to keep our secure zones, because if we move these two security exits, put them in there, then that means the area is secure from both entrances. Then what we'll do is we'll build a wall, just like probably, I don't know. We'll have to put a temporary wall in here for the time being. We'll just put a temporary wall there. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and remove these two, and that means we just keep our secure airport. So actually right now it's not secure, which is problematic. As you can see, there is required secure area. So let's go ahead and very quickly get some more security exits in here. Let's go ahead and rotate here, and let's go ahead and re-put them in. Literally, they've just taken them away, but they're bringing them right back in here, which is fine. I can go ahead and slightly speed this up. I just need to make sure we've got a secured area for 5 AM. So, you're putting one of those back in. It says we're back in a secured area, which is good. And that wall is now built as well, so that's perfect. We just need the other security gate to go in. Don't know why it hasn't come in yet. And then let's go ahead and build some again at the end of the corridor. Let's go ahead and put that in there like that, which is nice. So you can probably still get a really good idea of what I'm actually aiming for here. So let's go ahead and clear this wall back to there. Then I'm going to expand the security area and just go from there. Okay, so this means as well we do have the money, arguably not a lot of money, but I do have some money. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a new guided pathway like so. And then just have you continue up to there. Let's go ahead and add in my nice carpets along there. And then a wee bit of carpet in there and there for that matter, because this is no longer going to be a guided walkway. What I am going to do though is I'm going to go ahead and expand the security area for the first time in a while. So let's go ahead and do that there, which is fine. Let me go ahead and put the correct carpet in for the security area. It's just a plain blue. So we'll go ahead and do that like so. And we'll also do the same for this part here. Now we need to go ahead and we will remove that wall shortly once we get some more security stuff in here. So let me go ahead and get another ID stand. I need to wait for the floor to go in actually. I don't know really what I'm on about. I need to, once that flooring's gone in, some reason in this game you can't put stuff on top of other stuff. So say if you've got an object about to go in, you can't put a floor down until the object is down, and vice versa. Anyway, so let's go into, tell you what, let's actually just go into objects, let's go into ops and manually find everything. So we've actually got 4 baggage scanners in stock, which is nice. With regards to metal detector, we don't have any of those in stock, but hey ho. Let's go ahead and stick one of these in if we rotate it, and then let's go for ID check stands, and let's grab one of these and put that in there. What I do want to do, just in case anyone attempts to sneak past, so it's more for my benefit, I just want to put a wall in there. So that means you have to pass through a metal detector to get through into the departure lounge. With that done now, we can pretty much go ahead and just sort out the queues and also add in 3 more security staff. That's probably for the best. Actually get rid of all of this wall now because this is all a secure area. And we can also increase the size of baggage claim as well, which is good. So if you guys could hurry up and take down that wall, let's jump into queues here. Let's go ahead and create a nice queue like that. Then let's go ahead and grab assign to, we'll assign this to these 2 queues here, and that now solves our problem. Gonna hire the 3 more security staff that I need so everything is manned. As we can see, only 2 baggage scanners are manned right now. Not ideal, but with these new staff it means things can flow that little bit better. Finally, let me go ahead and sort out the carpets. So let's sort that out there. Let's go ahead and add in the guided walkway there, and then finally I just need to go ahead and put down carpet number 3 across this baggage claim area. I'll need to wait for that to get built as well before I expand the zone. What are we looking for here? BBB baggage, which is good, so let's go ahead and expand that like so, and there we go, a much larger baggage claim area. Okay, I'm happy with that expansion, quite small but it will do the trick. And then we can also go ahead and quite easily expand this area if we need to going forwards. I could actually pre-build that, to be honest. That's something which I may do at some point, but I'd probably actually rather go ahead and get this next gate ready to be open. So you're about to become a A3 this time. For this I'm going to need to wait until I get a little bit more money. All in all, the pizza joint itself, it's doing not too bad, but it's not doing the great. So I'm kind of a bit disappointed, but the one thing I can do now to raise money, we went ahead and we put in lots of bushes. The customer satisfaction was at 44% for environment, so it's not actually increased, which is not good. I feel I've got to put in a lot more bushes than just the bushes I have put in. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and increase this by a whopping $10 per passenger, so some airlines might be a little bit unhappy. We're at 68% and 77%. Those are 2 figures you might want to keep in your head. So let's save that change. The airline interest has dropped by 1%, but all in all, not too much of a difference. Typically, I think per day, based on the amount of flights we have coming through here and the passenger numbers, we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 15 flights per day, averaging maybe, I don't know, maybe 100 passengers, maybe just under. So 15 times 100, 1,500, and if we're charging them $40 per day, then it's quite a lot. The $10 increase, so times, what, 1,500 passengers by 10, we're making an extra $15,000 a day by just that $10 increase. So it's going to be very, very beneficial, and most of that will be profit. Some of it will be tax, mind you, but we are working on going ahead and paying less tax. So we've completed VP of Finance, but for that I need a VP of Finance with an office, so we need to go ahead and add another office. Now for this, actually, I'm going to have a corridor of offices. I've said that I maybe would like to go ahead and have a different building for offices at some point, but for the time being we're not going to go for that. Oh, that's too close to taxiway. Right, that was a redundant expansion then. A bit silly. Right, okay, can we build there? Nope, we can't. Build there. But then I might expand ticketing as time goes on, so yeah, I just don't think this is a good place to build it in at all, is it? But where else can I build it? That's the real question. I mean, there's no obvious place, is there? I could build it in here, actually. Yeah, maybe let's do that. Sorry about that, that's my phone going off there, but that's what I can go ahead and do, which should be quite easy. So let's put foundation in there, and we'll just make this only accessible from the inside of the airport, which is fine. With that said, that'll take a little bit of time to build, but it should yield us a lot of good savings, which I'm quite happy about. I'm not really at all sure how much it'll make us, but I should be able to track it in with the financial systems anyway. Okay, so let me go ahead and kit out this office pretty quickly, because it is a pretty high priority. If I can save money, then I'm going to try and save money ASAP. So let's go ahead and build a office door. I realise these offices are very large, they're 5x5s, and offices actually only have to be 3x3. But when we build a proper office place, I will probably go ahead and do something like that. Do you actually say? You actually don't say how much you require, but you can get every item in a 3x3. Let's build that. Let's go ahead and add in some flooring, just because, I don't know, I just love my floors. Interestingly, that $10 increase in my airline satisfaction has gone up to 68% again, so hey ho. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab an office desk. I need to wait for these carpets to be built again. We'll add the office desk there, and then let's go ahead and put an office chair in there. So that is the difficult part done. Now all we need to do is actually hire the person, the hire finance VP. So let's go ahead and grab you. And then with that, we should be able to now go ahead and start off by doing lower income tax or lower property tax. Now, I think we're going to go for lower income tax, because it's the only one I can actually afford right now. That cost me $38,000. Not going to take long to complete at all, though. But hopefully we'll see benefits quite quickly. Okay, so with that said, now we're just waiting to go ahead and gain some more money to be able to expand out to this right-hand side. With that change, though, I want to see if that's going to make much difference in our net profits. I mean, yesterday, how much money did we make? We made 40 grand yesterday, which is really nice. Day 28, we made a loss. It really all just depends on how much spending we're doing. That's one of the big things, definitely. Anyway, we're starting day 30, so this airport has been open a month now, which is crazy. Still got so much land, but also still so much to do as well, which is very, very important indeed. I do want to go ahead, and now we're getting more passengers as well. Probably want to add in a monorail stop as well. That would be quite important. The buses are handling it right now, but as soon as we open this third gate, things are going to just get really, really busy. On top of that as well, as I said, the runway is very, very important. Anyway, let's go ahead and expand this building now. I want to go ahead and add in a nice large expansion, so we can go ahead and basically get this gate up and running by the end of this episode. My worry is now we're not actually going to have too much runway capacity. That's my worry, so might need to add a second runway, even if it's just a small runway. We should be able to get all the planes in. That's something which doesn't worry me too much, especially if we've got this instrument landing system, because there are gaps in between these planes coming in right now anyway. So right now would be a free time for a plane to come in, and now in this time we could get another plane coming in. So we are going to have gaps, we just need to schedule it well, is the bottom line. Okay, so I mean we've actually got no planes in right now, which is crazy. So another plane should be arriving now, so we definitely have the time, and definitely this place has been expanded. So I do think we should be able to go ahead and handle it. Security, I'm guessing, security is looking much better. As we can see, the queues are nowhere near as long as they once were at the start of the episode. Okay, let me go ahead and clear that. Let me go ahead and grab a door. Stick that door in there, and then we can go ahead and, first of all, what are we going to do? Go ahead and sort out the flooring. So let me put the floor in there. Let's put the floor in there like so. Now some guided pathways in there and up to the door here. Next thing we'll need for the gate is some desks, so we'll go ahead and put one there and then one there, and then finally we need queues. Queues is the most important thing. So let's go ahead and do basically what we've done previously. Very much I know a system that works, and it's something like this. And then I also will add in another queue at this side here eventually, but for the time being I just don't have the capacity, unfortunately, which is a shame. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this gate ready to go. Let's assign it to those two desks. Let's assign these desks to this queue here, and then finally all we need is 2 more staff members as well to go ahead and man these desks. Previously, when I was a bit strapped for cash, I was going ahead and getting staff members going from one desk to the other because it is probably more efficient and it is cost saving. However, now we're at the stage where I feel we're making enough money we can get around that, which is nice. So the final thing I need to do is actually sort out the taxiways, because taxiways we need to build. So that's going to cost me 14,000. It'll take quite a while to build actually, but then once that's done, this gate is ready to go. So we can now go ahead, and we've got the gate in here, we can actually go ahead and start to look at flights. Now the one downfall is that I don't know how many, I don't think I can be too picky about the planes I take, just based on the fact that we are going to be, we pretty much capacitied out on small gate flights actually, that's something I'm seeing. Though I'll maybe take that back, we can go ahead and accept these two, which we'll do. And then we've actually got a lot of nice small ones in here. We've got an E195 which can take about 90 passengers. Yeah, perfect. Good memory there. So that is now 3 morning flights, which I hope we'll be able to go ahead and cope with. Let me go ahead and allow for that. Now my worry is, how's the baggage gonna be working in this? I'm not really at all sure. I just need to make sure there's no collisions with regards to the runway. That's my biggest fear actually. It's not really other things working. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to let this episode go a little bit longer than usual, an extra 5 or so minutes. I realise I used to let episodes go for 40-45 minutes, but very much I have always tried to be strict recently with my 30-minute episodes, though there is the odd one which still goes to 40 minutes. When I'm in the middle of something, it's very difficult for me to stop. I always struggle that way. But as of tomorrow, day 31, those flights should go ahead and start. If not, I'll go ahead and skip ahead. And then I just want to see, we've only put flights in the morning because I just want to see the impact on security if any flights get delayed, the impact with the runway, and also I don't really, I guess just how many people we have really. That's very, very important indeed, isn't it? While we are making money, I'm going to go ahead and also start to allow for the expansion of this. Let me cancel that first of all. I just want to keep expanding this as we can. One thing I do want to do though is if we can jump into here and go for lower income tax. So that drops my daily income tax rate by 30%. This drops it to 25%. Okay, right, so it's reduced it to 30% and I can make it even lower, which should be good. With regards to this, drops your daily property tax by 10% of the normal amount. I think that's very much worth it, but again, I don't have the money, but when I do have the money, I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Okay, so we're during the night now, As of today, we should have new flights. Yeah, we do. So just the morning flight. So 6, 6:37. Then we've got 8:39 and 9:30. Then we've got 10, 11, 11:30 and 12. So I guess there's 3 really busy times. And we're going to go ahead here and start off by observing the 6 AM to 7 AM rush. Can I go ahead and minimize this more? I want to keep this window open. That's the thing, but I can't get it off my screen. Oh well, right, let's go ahead and just browse this. So as we can see, security is quite busy. Security is quite busy. Again, though, we do have the room to expand that, which is good. The people are getting through. How are we doing here? So the 6 AM flight has arrived. The 6:30 flight has arrived. And then the 7 AM flight has arrived, so let's see how things go. So people are piling through security, which is good. One of the planes is already left, and again, that was nice and early, 32 minutes early. The other 2 are getting ready to go. This one might be close, though. But note you're away, you're good to go. So that's you away bang on 8 AM, actually. And then, I mean, we've got our next plane. This is us starting the 8:30 rush. This plane was away 6 minutes early, so we're doing well there, doing well. We are now waiting on the... What plane is this? This is... I'm losing track already. Right, okay, so that's all the planes in again. So having 3 planes in at once, we can handle, which is good. No planes are delayed, which is nice to see. There's actually only 33 people on one of these flights, which is quite low. There's not a lot of people on this second batch. It's only 51, 63 and 33 already and all leaving on time, so the airport is handling this. Even though security looks busy, we are getting through people at some rate. And then we've got our final busy batch of the day, which is at 11 through till 12 o'clock. First plane's in. The amount of money we're making though, that is the crazy thing. I've not really looked at that, I've just been paying attention to this, but... all of the planes are in now. We're getting ready to get rid of the first one, the B737, which is this one. No, it's not. It's this one in the... Or it could be either of them. But it is away. It's away just 5 minutes. Okay, so the margins are getting smaller a little bit. Next one's due to depart at 1. Which, that's late. Yeah, you're missing people. I think it's security's just hit that bottleneck now. You know that? I really do, so I think we actually missed out on some passengers on one of them, 3 of them, and they were both a bit late. So I think very much I can keep up with this, but I think typically what I want to do is I want to just leave some gaps, especially around midday, I think. We can handle everything up until around about this stage here, then we need to maybe have a wee bit of a breather. I can definitely go ahead and keep up a similar tempo. But say for example here I have 9 flights in the morning, maybe just have 8 flights in the morning. I can quite easily go ahead, I've got 5 flights in the afternoon. Typically I'd like to go to 8, but maybe I'll just do 7, you know? So I'm not totally congesting everything, and I'm allowing myself a little bit of leeway in case there are some delays. Amazingly, 64,000 profit today. I've really not done, I've also done some spending, 27,000, so we could easily be up in about 100,000 profit today alone. It's just adding this extra gate, but that's good because this is some real good money now. This isn't just some like, okay, we're scraping by. What we can do with that is we can go ahead and do a massive terminal expansion quite easy. I can do that now. No problem. I can go ahead and do something like this now. No problem, because I just have the money. So that's a massive expansion, so much room, which we're going to go ahead and get to play with in the next episode, and I'm very much excited about it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this episode is severely overrun, but I hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, rate and subscribe if you are new around here. Finally getting into the good money, which I'm very happy about, and I'm really happy with the progress in this episode. Go ahead and hit that like button, and that's all for this video, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.